head coach John Cooper after a 66-62 loss to Kent State. Coach, your thoughts on today's game?
Well, I thought we obviously we played much better in the second half. Well, I think we had better energy in the second half, and we were able to do a much better job on the boards. Obviously they're one of the top offensive rebounding teams in the country, and they just crashed them. And so they did the job in the first half. We were able to make a few adjustments at halftime, which I think helped us. But as you look at the game, the totality of the game, many ways, down the stretch, too many mistakes by us in key possessions, whether it be turnovers, lack of execution, or giving up a drive to the middle for a layup against them late in the game. I thought our guys did a pretty good job of executing a set there late in the game. They did do that right and really executed a good job, and we got Jake a shot. I believe it tied the game up, if I'm not mistaken. And then I think there was a point that we had a 1-point lead, probably with about a minute and a half to go. Okay. Yeah, so we had a 1-point lead there, and then I think they came down. They may have hit a 3 or 2. I can't remember. But, and then, of course, I thought we ran a set there and got the ball right into Logan. Logan passed it over. I thought Logan should have taken that shot. I mean, we get it right there at the rim, and Jimmy Hall has 4 fouls. So we've got both of their post players with 4 fouls. So we tried to take advantage of that in the second half. We ran even more actions when they were in foul trouble to get the ball inside and force them to have to defend in there. And, so, you look at the beginning of the game, I think, in many ways we had to dig out from a hole. But certainly we're able to do that in the second half and take the lead, and now you've got to execute down the stretch. But I thought there were some plays, unfortunately, our inexperience popped up. It certainly did, where we didn't execute. Go ahead. Questions? Sorry.
Coach, there's a point, I think maybe about the 7-minute mark, give or take a little bit. Hall picks up his 4th foul. He goes to the bench, and in the subsequent play after that, there were some offensive rebounds that they picked up off the free throws and so forth like that. Is that one of the cases where even though they weren't scoring a lot of points, it was getting them through until Hall could get back?
Well, yeah, I think, you look at the free throw line, I think back-to-back free throws or whatever, they're able to get an offense. They get 2 offensive rebounds. So that, there's no excuse for that. I'll look at the one on tape. One of them was a little further out bounce, but, the long rebound. But you've got to do the job, and you've got to, get space. And I think the big kid got one of them, but I'll have to look on film at the other. But, down the stretch, free throw line, you've got to be able to box people out, and then you've got to go chase down balls. I think one of the things that their team does well is they're able to chase balls down. You look at the first half, it was obvious that they were their quickness in chasing balls down and getting their hands on it bothered us in the first half, and quite a few possessions where we weren't able to come up with loose balls. But I think anytime Hall goes out, who's their best player, and they're able to get any kind of production out of the post, whether it be offensive rebounds or keeping balls alive, then that certainly helps them.
A little bit of a different lineup today, and it's obviously there could be lots of reasons for that, including struggling the way you have been lately. Is that all that went into it, or is there more going on?
Well, part of it is obviously you want to give your team the best chance to win, but also we got to do a better job of, as I've said, taking care of the ball. We still had too many turnovers today, but we've had some, tough situations in the past couple games where, it's hard when you're turning the ball over. You don't even give yourself an opportunity to win. And so you want to, take care of the ball, get offense going. And, maybe that affects the start because it is a little bit different in that we're going with Darius. But I thought Darius showed terrific energy and was engaged in our last game up at BG and was ready to play. And I thought he was ready to play here tonight. Unfortunately for us, we get the ball right there around the rim, and we still have too many misses. Those are, as you look through the course of the game, those kill you when you have an opportunity to make a layup and, you don't make them, particularly when you get it inside or get fouled.
It's hard to tell because they, from time to time, have had trouble finishing, this year, around the hoop especially. But it looked toward the end like maybe they were short-arming some of the drives in that, which, I don't know, did you feel at that point in time, having come back from a big deficit, that they could be either tired or tentative? I mean, they are young.
Right. Well, I mean, I didn't necessarily, see that. I got blocked out. I know the drive on the baseline, Mike. I got blocked out right as the shot went up, and I'm not sure where that ball hit on the rim. I would have preferred that he didn't turn that down and come off the action and run the action through. But, you get the ball in those spots. I don't think fatigue should be an excuse. You're deep, and you've got to be able to finish out plays. You got to be able to play through contact. You got to be able to get to the foul line. Now, certainly, the physicality of games, at times it bothers us. I mean, I think that's pretty clear as you watch, particularly even in the first half, and balls that they're able to keep alive. In the second half, we went away from doubling Hall as much and just, played one-on-one. And I thought some of the guys did a good job of sitting in his lap and getting back out to shooters. Now, you're in a catch 22. They go 1-11, I think, in the second half from 3. In the first half, they make them and they get you in rotations. And so, you try to make that adjustment. But, he makes one down there, late down the stretch on the baseline over Logan. But, Logan didn't challenge. You at least got to challenge. And he's a good player. I mean, there's no need in saying that. I mean, he had 12 and 12, which – the 12 points is an off night for him, but I thought our guys did a much better job in the second half in making a stand. And that's another thing with Darius, going back to your earlier question. He obviously brings more strength and can take more of the pounding, certainly when we're playing against guys that have that ability to move people and to withhold his ground. So that helps also. But we got to continue to, get better and get better in the weight room and be more physical. But, yeah, I mean, physicality has affected us. It has.
Turnovers, a little bit down from last time.
It's too many.
Still going to be, I guess, an issue with the 19 to 12 on points off turnovers. So was there did you see any kind of a little bit of an improvement in that area?
Well, 19's too many, number one. I don't know if there's any light in that, they were spread out more and they just weren't, congregated in one area. But, I think sometimes, too, you look at the times of the turnovers and the kind of turnovers, which certainly affected us a couple of times, throwing the ball across court. Milos has one there early in the second half where, for whatever reason, he jumps to pass, and so those are the ones that you've got to get rid of. Then we had the late one. I think Mike threw it across court on our end, and it's deflected from the guys who are coming back. So those are the ones there's some that happen that occur. You don't like them as a coach, but there are some that occur that you have to really alleviate. But I would tell you can't have 19, not when you're talking about a game that is 66, 60-point game. Those are even more crucial. But, made our free throws tonight, so that helped us in being able to make free throws. But, yeah, some that we just got to get rid of as far as turnovers, period.
All right, anything else? All right, thank you, Coach.
That's it. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
A spirited comeback there, obviously. What changed for you guys between the first half and the second half?
The first half, we didn't come out with any energy, and we came out lackadaisical like all the other games. But we fired each other up in the locker room and told us if we want to stop losing, then we have to change something. So we tried to change everything, and it came up short.
Every once in a while when that team is trailing, some double digits or whatever, and they make a comeback, takes a lot out of them. Did you guys feel, like a little gassed at the end, or what?
We felt a little gassed, but in practice we do a lot of conditioning, so we're used to that type of moment and stuff like that when it comes to late game play. But we just didn't pull through and execute our plays, which cost us the win.
Hall has the potential to be MAC Player of the Year, so he's going to be a tough task for almost anybody. Was this something that you guys felt like you were going to have to work on collectively to defend him, likewise on the boards?
In practice we game plan on doubling from the baseline, but he in the first half saw open players and they started knocking down threes, so we went from that and left our post players one-on-one, which they did a pretty good job in the second half of doing.
Missing your first start obviously is a big step one way or the other. When did you find out, and how did it affect your mindset, I guess?
I didn't find out until 20 minutes before game, but coach just wanted to go with a different look and see what Milos could do out there with he's longer and more athletic. He wanted to see what he could do, but it just made me come out off the bench more aggressive and more fired up and everything.